Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hello and welcome back to the show. Welcome to, I think they call it Talking Real Money. I'm Don, and Tom, how long exactly has it been since we've been here?
You know, the last time we did this show, stocks were trading at record highs. Yeah. You remember that? Yeah. We were in the midst of the...
It was, 29, wasn't it?
It was late 20s. We were in the midst of the driest fall in history. That, of course, is long since gone.
That was the Dust Bowl. I remember that.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the part that you'll remember even better. There were only
WW2, I remember that one.
There were only 3 commercials an hour for politicians. That's it, just 3 an hour.
Yeah,
so that's come and gone, as you know. So...
now
it's been a while.
like I made the mistake the other day of not watching streaming stuff. I actually turned on the local news.
How long did you survive?
There was no news. It was all political ads, and all of them for Rick Scott.
Shockingly,
because I'm in Florida.
I know you are.
All of them.
I know.
All of them. For Rick Scott. He bought the radio station and the TV stations. He bought them all.
He'd keep running those spots as long as he wants.
I'm just going to run spots until you people vote for me.
And
everyone.
And the other person's going to get rid of Social Security. I mean, it's always the same.
Yeah,
I
love all the things. Yes,
gone. It's gone. Yeah. Nothing. Got nothing left. Vote for them. System's over. It's broken. So anyway.
Vote for them. They're going to sick sharks on you. They're going to put them in your pool. 855. I want to give you a phone number because you don't know. You probably don't remember this phone number. It's been so long. 855-935-TALK. That is a very important number because it's the means by which you get honest, science-based answers to financial questions of great import, particularly those involving investing, which is what we're going to talk about for only 1 hour today. You only have 1 hour.
You're squeezing us in before the Montlake Dog 9-hour pregame show begins. So,
at this point, really, it's kind of like rooting for the Oakland Raiders.
Not quite that bad.
Okay,
not that bad.
I had to get that in.
Yeah.
You can mention
I had that
Denver
coming.
Too.
Yeah,
that's right. What was I going to say? To encourage you to call now, because here's one of the issues is people wait and call in the second hour. Well, given the fact that there is no second hour, waiting would be a pretty bad idea. So
you'd have to ask Gard Swanson about your Roth IRA, and he probably does not have a good answer to that, by the way.
Well, call anyway. Bug Guard. What was I going to say? We're going to give you something.
You really got to get going.
My brain is not in radio mode.
Sending Aria over there to give you a kick. Let's get it going there. Maybe Laney, somebody.
We have the best call-in gift today ever. We created these incredible, because, we are big about saving the environment and saving money. So we created these incredible stainless steel, vacuum, copper interior water bottles that are insulated. I mean, literally, I have one of these things, and it keeps stuff cold 24 hours.
Long time.
All day. It's the Vestry fee reduction water bottle. Helps keep your costs low in life. And we're going to give one of those away to the callers who actually get on the air, which means you have to call sooner than later.
And I'm throwing something.
935-TALK.
I'm throwing something else in, too.
What?
Yeah. because this is a big day.
Don't give away too much. It's
I know.
what? It's like Christmas?
Okay, but also you get the leftover Halloween candy from my house. I bought 2 bags from Amazon, and I only worked my way through one. And I don't want to be the guy who worked his way through the second one, if you don't mind.
You will be if it's there.
So let's get that
So are
out
you really giving him the candy?
Sure, why not? I got a
Are
big,
you
huge,
seriously
it's like 6-pound bag or something. So
You're going to give a 6-pound bag to somebody, or
I'll
are you going to
figure out- I'll
you're
figure
just
out how
going
to
to
put-
sprinkle some in their box?
Yeah, I'll figure out how to put it in with the water bottle. So
Candy and water.
there you go.
This could sustain you for years after the big crash.
Exactly. You got water, you got sugar, you're covered.
Candy, you're good. 855-935-TALK is the number, 855-935-8255. It's really important stuff, and we have some important stuff that we must get to today. We must get to today. Oh, Tom, wait. Look behind you.
Oh.
Look.
Good Lord,
It's the elephant in the room.
Yes, and let me guess what that might be.
Wait.
It's no baby elephant either, by the way. That's big elephant.
You made the elephant mad.
Yeah. Well, you know what? As I mentioned earlier about the stocks trading at record highs, the elephant in the room is volatility in the stock market, which many of you had thought went away. It's not going to happen anymore. We're going to just make money. We're not going to have to worry about things going up and down. It just goes up.
What?
Yeah.
Stocks are volatile?
Turns out.
Yeah.
And here's my struggle with all stocks are volatile. There's a reason why you have made more owning stocks than bonds over a long period of time. Yeah. But when we come back, we'll tell you about a very well-known national TV guy who told you it has not been like this since 2008. And what are you supposed to do then? Run for the exits? Of course, boy, that turned out to be rather poor advice.
Well, again, it could be just that he was early, and that's the excuse they'll always give you. 855-935-TALK is our number. We're actually talking real money, believe it or not.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Your number one financial goal must be retirement. As we live longer, our need for a substantial retirement nest egg has grown. That's why you must have a plan. And to help you map your route to a brighter future, I created Vestory's Better Retirement Guidebook. And you can get a free PDF copy right now at retirebetterbook.com. It's truly free and there is no obligation. So get your Better Retirement Guidebook now at retirebetterbook.com. retirebetterbook.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Quick! Stop him! He's going after Kramer!
That's
Stop
it.
him!
Just
It's
swallowed
a marauding elephant!
Jim Kramer whole
Sorry.
right out of the room there. And here's the reason we're picking on Jim is because on Tuesday...
Oh, we never pick on Jim.
On Tuesday, he said, I haven't seen a market like this since 2008. Now, how should you respond? If you're an investor, how should you respond to that? If you're old enough to remember 2008.
In Kramer, we trust.
Yeah,
and
come
he
on.
even says he knows more than anybody.
Yeah, I know.
I know more than anybody.
I love that quote that we get to use.
know more than anybody.
So, yeah, I mean...
Was he right on Tuesday? No. What happened on
Wednesday and Thursday? We had
Wednesday.
Huge days up. It was up like
Huge.
4% the next 2 days. So you would have sold
And
the
then,
exact wrong
and then
day.
Friday, we just had the Apple decline.
Right.
Do you know that of the decline in the Dow, it was like a 109-point decline in the Dow?
Yeah.
Over
How much of
100 points of that decline were Apple.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It was the Apple bear market.
Okay.
It really was the Apple correction.
And I don't think I read what the problem with Apple was.
Oh, ready for this?
Yes.
They're not that they weren't going to make more money in the fourth quarter. They are always going to make more money, apparently. They just aren't going to make, they said they expected to make less more money.
Yeah. Well, that's deeply troubling. I can see how that could be a serious problem down there in Northern California. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we're going to go to the phones now because apparently bribery does work. And this is just a little message for all you politicians. I want to prove now. Bribery
Feel free to call me later. I already voted. I'm no good.
855-935-TALK is our number. Sashan, welcome to Talking Real Money.
We lost Sashan. We're going to go to Ryan.
You have that on there now.
Yeah,
there
okay.
it is. Ryan, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Ryan, how can we help you?
I was wondering what your guys' take is on an investment club for younger people.
Oh, wow.
That's a
Did
great
you set
question.
that up?
I did not.
Wow, that is such a good question, because here's the thing. I hate traditional investment clubs. And let me tell you why. Because in my opinion, they're not investment clubs. I have a dear friend who's still in an investment club, and I harass them all the time about their stupid stock picks.
We've talked about on the show. We've picked on a particular club that's national.
We've spoken the little local clubs. Here's the problem: is they're gambling clubs. Really, they're not investing clubs. You get together with people and you throw some money in a pool and you pick some stocks and you buy the stocks. You're playing the game that we hate that they play with kids in school. Who can pick the best stocks for the short run?
It's always the idea du jour. So the local clubs bring people in to tell you, here's Nirvana, you got to go this direction, and then next month, guess what? That guy was wrong. You got to go the other direction. So while at one level, we like the fact that people are paying attention to this, especially at a young age, which really makes sense, the investment club traditionally has not been the place to get that education. That's the challenge.
Here's what I'd like to see created, and I may actually have to do it myself. It's a club where people get together and they actually learn about real investing, where experts come in and talk to you about the science of investing, where the academics come in and explain things to you, where you learn how to build portfolios that are right for your risk tolerance, where you learn to understand your risk tolerance and your need for risk. I would love to see a club like that. If anybody has a club like that, please call me. I will plug your club on the radio. And if there isn't one, then I may just have to start my own darn club, because that's really what an investment club should be. It shouldn't be a sitting around and gambling kind of thing, Ryan. We really appreciate the call. Thanks for stopping in. 855-935-TALK is our number. And Mark, you're next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Mark.
Hello. Yeah, I recently sold some land and have about $100,000 in cash to just kind of make it grow. And I'm curious, and our end goal is to buy a home. We have a condo, but we want to buy a home and just really grow that down payment. And I'm curious.
When do you want to buy that home?
Stock market.
When do you want to buy the house?
When do you want to buy that home, Mark? That's the critical part of this equation.
Well, I feel like the interest rates are going to be rising. The prices are going to come down. We're not in a huge hurry, but I've got two little ones that are sharing a bedroom, and there's going to be a certain age where they just can't share a bedroom anymore. And
yeah, see, and here's where the problem is. Yeah. You don't have, unless you are very flexible on your timing, and I mean flexible as in many years, you need to be more cautious with your money. You can't take high risk. You can't play the market. You can't even, I don't think you should even be heavily in the stock market, because you could have a 2-year period where your money would decline in value and you would have less than you have now. That can happen.
Yeah, I'm going to be even tougher than that. I'm going to say if you need the money within 5 years, you shouldn't have it in stocks. You really shouldn't. I mean, then you got to try to make these choices. And Don and I differ on this one, because I would use a short-term investment grade bond fund that Vanguard has that's still yielding, I think, a little over 2. Yes, it's lost a little money this year because rates have gone up. I think Don would have you just put it in the money market.
No,
right?
No. I would actually not. No. Here's what I would discuss with you before making this decision. How flexible are you likely to be? And what's your stomach? What's your gut like when it comes to declines? Because if you do like Tom suggested and just put it in a short-term bond fund, then in 2 years you will have $105,000.
Yep, that's it.
That's what you're going to have. Whereas you could do far better than that, but you have to take some risk in doing so. I would never have it 100% in stocks. Again, it depends on your risk tolerance and your level of flexibility. But I would have some money in stocks and then the rest in very safe equities. Very safe bonds, but depending on your tolerance for risk.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'm fairly flexible. and I can tolerate some risk. I'm 43.
You know, I mean, 50-50 would be my max.
Wow,
max.
That'd be aggressive. Yeah, I mean, I hate that. We've seen periods of time, short periods of time, where stocks have gone down precipitously. You just have to be, if you're going to have half the money in stocks, you got to be prepared to have a lot less than $100,000 when you need the money. That's the challenge.
You do.
So
you have to extend your time and wait. You have to be willing to wait it out, because my belief is that you can wait out any bear market. It's just we don't know how long the waiting will be.
Thank you for the call, Mark. And by the way, in the next house I buy, it's going to be 2 rooms. One for me and my wife, and another room where we have the TV, the kitchen, everything. No other rooms. Because when you have room for kids and stuff, then people show up and stay there. So otherwise, this cleans it all up. So
wait, Aria, did you hear that?
No, she's not paying attention any longer.
So you're going to just get rid of her completely?
It's got out of the picture, man.
Yeah, she's gone.
Get a paycheck, we'll talk. So,
are you going to wait to get her out of high school at least?
I don't know. Come on.
I don't know. 855-935-TALK's our number. Stop by. We got a bribe going, and we only have 1 hour to talk to you about the most important part of life, really, dealing with your money. Politics, be damned. It's money that matters.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Keeping the podcast breaks as painless as possible is my goal. That's why I want to very quickly tell you about the only magazine I've ever heard of that is 100% real investing all the time. There's no business news, no speculative advice, and certainly no lifestyle stuff. It's called Real Investing Journal. I publish it every quarter, and you can get 2 full years for only $25 at realinvestingjournal.com. That's realinvestingjournal.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hello again. Welcome back to Talking Real Money, the show that hasn't been here for over a month.
Yeah.
Over a month.
But don't make too big a deal of that, because I've still gotten up every Saturday morning and gone off for like 6 hours and come home later.
Oh, so, okay. Don't mention that. Don't mention that to the little woman.
Exactly.
Got it.
Very busy
How
Saturdays.
Is that, folks?
You said that. I didn't.
I know.
I'm not going there.
I'm a talk show host. Yeah. We do stupid stuff.
Exactly.
855-935-TALK is our number. That's 855-935-8255. Now, ladies and gentlemen, not too terribly long ago, during the summer, we had one of the the rarest of rare things on Talking Real Money, a guest. We don't often have guests on, but this guy's publicist asked us to put him on, and then because I knew what he'd been doing, I said, we're going to talk about all the bad stuff he did, and she said, that's okay with him.
He'd been around a long time. He never had his own show, did he? Or did he?
I don't know if it was an actual show. He has a podcast.
Okay, he has a pod, but he's one of those people that always would turn up as the expert on something. I mean, if you need to quote
America's Money Answer
Man.
Man.
He was always there.
Jordan
and I think
Goodman.
We even had him on Sound Investing back in the day, I believe, way back then.
Oh, my gosh, I used to have him on the Don McDonald show back in the day.
I thought that was your older brother that did that show or something so long ago. Oh, all right, sorry. All right.
Anyway, so Jordan promoted a thing called Woodbridge something.
Woodbridge Group. That's what
Woodbridge Group.
Yeah.
It was an investment in real estate debt that people called a Ponzi scheme, and that Jordan on the show said, hey, it's not a Ponzi scheme. Mm-hmm. And if it turns out that it's a Ponzi scheme, I'll pay back everything I made off of Woodbridge to the investors. I can't wait to see if he does that.
Well, I don't think he will, and here's why. The chief executive officer of Woodbridge has agreed to pay $120 million to the Securities and Exchange Commission to settle allegations that he defrauded investors in a $1.2 billion, they're calling it a real estate Ponzi scheme. But, of course, Shapiro is not admitting or denying the allegations. So Jordan could stand on that and say, nah, nobody ever really, we just settled this to get on with our lives. By the way, here's the part that, had you listened to this part of the promise, I assure you, I hope you wouldn't have followed in and given the money. 10% a year returns, folks. There is nothing out there that is guaranteed at 10% a year. Don't get sucked into that.
Unless you're the Securities and Exchange Commission, in which case they got an actual 10% return on the entire investment portfolio.
That's a good point.
Because it was worth it was a $1.2 billion deal.
Fair enough.
And the SEC got a 10% return on that.
That's a good.
But they're the only ones.
Oh goodness. So yeah, the news this week is that Shapiro's done that. A lot of the money, of course. This is. Really? I mean, you read this, you think, haven't we played this song before? I mean, it went to all kinds of, things like luxury items and charter planes and country club fees. And really? I mean, you can go home and watch episodes of American Greed and watch that going back, 50 years. That's nothing new.
There still is, from what I understand, and I'm not 100% confident, but early on there was an U.S. attorney somewhere I don't know where, was looking into this for possible criminal charges.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Now, that's where they usually get theirs, is in the criminal side. The SEC is kind of wimpy. It's kind of like, oh, okay, just give us some money.
10%.
Don't admit you
10%.
We just want our 10% return that the investors didn't get. And, by the way, we didn't put anything up. But where does that money go?
That is a good question, to which I do not have an answer. I couldn't tell you. I do want to mention that we only have a half an hour left. It's kind of sad. I know we're going to go to football instead of finance. But if you
next
call,
week we're on for 2 hours.
2 full hours. So if you want to call 855-935-8255, we're going to give you a beautiful Vestry water bottle. And
by the way,
it comes
it's laser
in the mail.
engraved.
There's no obligation. So you call and ask us a question. We will do that. Plus, in a few minutes, we'll tell you about all the fun and exciting stuff we have coming up live and in person. So take advantage of that.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
You've heard that about 99% of all financial advisors are not always required to act in your best interest. You've probably been pitched financial products by all manner of friends and relatives, and the investing you have done is probably a hodgepodge of ill-fitting pieces that are doing little to provide the financial security you need. If you're looking for a 100% pure fiduciary, and we'll put that in writing, low-cost, fee-only advisor who always puts you first, give Vestry a call at 800-386-3004. That's 800-386-3004, or visit us online at Vestory, VESTORY.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Well, hello again, and welcome back for another exciting half hour of Talking Real Money. We'll pretend like it's a full show. We're cutting it into 2 half hours. Welcome to the second half hour of the show before the football game, or the football pre-game game.
Pre-game.
Yeah. I'm Don. That's Tom. Mm-hmm. Our number is 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. If you give us a call and ask us a financial question, you'll get this incredible keep stuff cold, or at this chillier time of year, keep stuff hot for a very long time water bottle.
And leftover Halloween candy, throwing that in there too.
And leftover,
a lot of those little bars.
Only lightly masticated.
Dropped once. It's okay.
He took a couple of bites. I don't like that one. Yeah.
Not quite that bad.
855-935-TALK. Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Just this week, I bet you missed this, Morningstar named the best 529 plans.
Oh.
For 2018. Did you know that?
I did not. Morningstar is
the mutual fund rating service in America. They're in the world, really. They're a behemoth.
You can go to Morningstar.com and type in the mutual fund ticker that you own. It'll tell you how much you're
learn
paying.
Everything about it.
People should do that more. Anyway,
if you wonder where I get all the information when somebody calls and says, "Sorry, I don't know. It's actually 1.9%. It's only got 12 stocks in it, and they're all bad." That's where I get it. Anyway, Morningstar named the 4 gold, and they're the same as last year's golds.
A 529 is a college savings plan for
who's there in the top 4.
We have 3 young people in the room right now, so they're all. I hope they all have their 5. Who's in the
Which
top?
One do you think?
I'm going to go with Utah being in there somewhere.
You got it.
All right.
That's one of the 4.
Okay, I'll go with West Virginia.
Wrong, not there.
Okay,
you're not going to get the other one.
New York.
No.
Okay.
Nevada.
I'll work my way through. There's only 50 states, I think. So
Nevada.
Yeah.
Illinois.
And
Virginia.
Wow. What did they base? I mean, okay. What did they base? This is what did
they base it on low costs,
okay,
stewardship, and the investment options, the quality of the investment options.
I would have to go back and look at each of those plans to determine how they pick them. I
looked at Nevada's, and Nevada's is very similar to Utah's. Oh. Fees are similar, and it uses Vanguard.
Okay, but it doesn't have an age-based program.
Yes.
Okay, because
I
think
that's part of.
I think that's
part of the qualification.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely imperative. Yeah.
Now they also ranked the worst of the 529. So if you're in one of these, you need to move to Utah or Nevada. You don't actually have to physically move there. You just have to move your money there.
Yeah.
There is one plan that has always been in the negative. There are 4 others that just got rated as negative.
Yeah.
But there's one that's always been, as long as they've been doing it. This same 529 is always hard. The worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It is from the state of New Jersey.
Yes.
It is advisor sold, broker sold.
Which means you're paying a commission.
Full commissions and Franklin Templeton funds.
Oh, goodness sakes.
It's the worst.
This is New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Okay.
The others that come in now, they just got downgraded to negative, are the North Dakota plan.
Which has 4 participants.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. Okay.
The Nebraska plan, which has 7 participants.
Nebraska used to have they had Vanguard for a while. I used that for my older children.
TD Ameritrade 529
plan. That is weird. How did they... strange.
And
yes,
Arkansas, wait for the big winner, or the big loser. Who's the newest member of the downgraded
4?
Negative?
Yeah.
Florida. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Florida has a terrible 529 plan.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm assuming is it broker sold too? Maybe not, but they just have high expense funds.
Only in the negatives, only the Franklin Templeton. Now, in the neutrals, we do have a plan from the Hartford, which is
how do they rate the new Washington plan? Washington State. You've heard of it?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I'm looking for it. They did not rate it.
Because I think you can participate in it now. Remember? Yeah, you can. Okay.
It may be too new to be rated. It's not listed in. Wait, let me go to the silver. Silver, no. It's not in the bronze. No, it didn't make it. Sorry.
The reason I like Utah is the costs are low. It has age-based. In other words, they adjust the investments for the age of the child the money's going to be used for, and they use index or index-style mutual funds. I think there's no reason to own anyone that does not do those things, period.
I totally agree.
Thank you.
This is a very interesting list, so check it out. It's at Morningstar, but I mean, really, just go to my529.com. That's the Utah plan, and we get nothing for saying that. It's just we've been suggesting it for years now.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Just as there are basic laws that govern our physical world called physics with a PH, there are also basic rules and concepts that impact our finances and investments. I call them financial physics with an F. In fact, 8 years ago, I wrote a book about them. For years, I've wanted to create an interactive version of that book to help readers better understand the concepts. So, since it was time for an update, I turned financial physics, with an F, into a special interactive multimedia version only on iBooks. It's the only platform that allows that. Because I want everyone to have access to this information, I decided to give this version away. Yes, it's totally free. So, if you have a compatible Apple device, go get your copy of the new interactive book, Financial Physics, on iBooks. It's totally free, and it's available right now in the iBooks store.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
855-935-TALK. That's our number. Call that number. By the way, call that number anytime during the week because we take calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in Tom's bedroom. 855-935-TALK. And Dan, you're next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
How can we help you, sir?
Yes. Hey, I retired recently, and I have a certain amount of money saved up in a 401k that I've been putting away in for many, many years. It sums about $212,000 currently. I lost about $8,000 just in the last month due to the corrections in the stock market. so I took money yesterday and I put all of the money that I have in there into an ultra conservative plan.
What?
So I don't.
Whoa! You moved it out of like stocks into like a bond fund or something, or into cash?
Yeah. It is still in my 401k.
Yeah, okay.
But I was just
why did you do that?
Well, I have plans to take the money that I have saved up in that account and pay my mortgage off.
No. Let me tell you why. Number one, all the money you're going to take out of there, you're going to pay tax on. Number two,
I understand that.
What is the interest rate on your mortgage?
It's 4 5/8%.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's like stealing money.
Why? Okay. Why? Why you want to pay off that mortgage?
Well, I think there's a certain burden of. We refied this house probably about 8 years ago.
Okay, Dan, I'm going to stop you because we have limited time here. But here's the thing, and I generally don't say this on the show because we try to give you an answer. This is a horrifically awful decision by. I don't know you, and
from a financial standpoint.
You really should go see a fee-only fiduciary advisor and walk. And if they tell you to go do this, I want to know because that is horrific. This is not a good plan for your money. Period.
Okay.
You really should go see a fee-only financial advisor. By the way, here's our shameless plug. I'm going to do it, Don. I know you're not going to like. You can now go online to our website, either Vestry or Talking Real Money, I think, and you can make an appointment for a time that fits you.
Yeah, but no.
He's not going to let me do that.
No,
anyway.
No, you can't even do that. But here's the thing, Dan, and Tom gets he gets more excited about this because he deals with clients all the time. You really need to rethink this. One, you're trying to time the market. You really are. You have a feeling, and you're basing your decisions on feelings, which is a huge mistake. Second, you're not really running the numbers, because if you looked at the actual numbers, even a conservative portfolio that was 20% in stocks, 80% in high-quality bonds, has historically beaten the tar out of your mortgage.
You would have made more by just having what Don's saying, a conservative portfolio.
But it needs to be properly allocated. The portfolio needs to be created for your risk tolerance so that you're not tempted to do things when the market is going down, because it's going to go down. Yep. The trick is build the right portfolio for the market. Don't try to adjust your portfolio to the market. You're always going to be chasing your tail in that case. And rarely, the only time it ever makes sense to pay off a mortgage is if it is a 110%. You're going to stay there the rest of your life. You must have it to feel comfortable lifestyle decision, but as a financial decision to sell a 401k, take the tax hit, and pay off a cheap mortgage financially, bad choice.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call. And Phyllis, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Yes, I'll try to be fast because of time.
No, we're good. Go ahead.
In essence, I have 1/3 of my retirement, substantial retirement, in the stock market, which I won't need for 10 years, so I put that away. And now I have the rest of it, which is like about $1 million, I guess. And some of that I will need because I don't know where I'll be living. I'm 85, by the way, and
sure.
I'm still working, but I don't know where I'll be working.
Phyllis, where's that $1 million? Where is it invested?
Well, part of it is in TIAA Craft, some in the market, some in.
No. You said you had 1/3.
You should have 1/3 in stocks.
You said you had 1/3 in stocks.
I have some more in. Some of it is in. $400,000 is in Vanguard, and then about $400,000 is in TIAA Craft, and then the rest. The rest is in to property that I'm going to sell, and the other is in a contract. I sold property, and I'm going to be getting a contract in 2 years.
Okay, so we got a lot of different stuff
moving
there.
Parts here.
We got all kinds of stuff. You have what I love to call a hodgepodge portfolio. It's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere, and at anyone's age. Not even, I mean, who cares what age you are? I think everybody needs a portfolio that's easier to understand, that's easier to manage, that is eventually all in one place so that you can see how the moving parts all affect each other. And I would suggest that you get yourself a fee-only advisor who is a fiduciary, and you can go to our website rather than going to us, because I'm not saying we're always right. There is a link there that says find an advisor in your area at TalkingRealMoney.com. Talk to some advisors. You need to get this set up in the right way for you, where you have the right amount in stocks, the right amount in bonds, and a plan for the income that you are going to need going forward in your life. So that's a plug just for fee-only advisors.
And by the way, having a third of your money in a globally diversified stock portfolio, even at age 85, is not that's not taking too much risk if you can handle the volatility. I mean, if
and she said that was 10-year money.
Yeah, right. If it's 10-year money, and bless you for still working at 85, I think that's remarkable. I'm glad your health is good and that kind of thing. But having a third of your money in stocks is not a bad thing. As Don said, you have a lot of other moving parts, so you might want to consider help with that.
Yeah, and something else for all of you. If you are lost, you really can't figure out how to best invest your money. And most investing is for retirement. Really, go to TalkingRealMoney.com and sign up for one of the events.
Oh, that's right, because we got Barb Devereaux's doing one here in a couple
weeks. We got
weeks.
one on investing in women. We've got one on we got retirement freedom.
I think it's investing for women, not in women, but okay.
Investing for women.
Okay. Trying to help you here.
You had
an earlier slip up that might be more costly. Go ahead.
That one, yeah. Retire. That wasn't a slip up. That was never
okay.
Mind.
That's
and then Retire Meet.
And I've got Retirement Roundtable with Rick in not round.
I said Retirement Freedom.
Retirement Freedom in December. Barb's got a class, a very small class that's almost filled in a couple of weeks, and then Retire Meet V.
Yeah, V as in Vestry, V as in Victory, V as in 5.
That's right. Coming up. That's February
and
16th.
Oh, my gosh,
the best we've ever done. This is not even close. Not even close second.
Yeah. Aren't we supposed to be in a break by now?
I have no idea.
No? I guess no. Oh, no. It's 53. I get my breaks. It's been so long, I forget when the breaks are.
Swanson's here. You're
now.
out of the studio in mere moments. He's going to hit you over the head with a football, so keep moving.
Yeah, this retirement, we have Weston for this, right?
We do.
Weston's talks are incredible. Weston
Next
Wellington
week, we're going to do a very
funds.
special one-day thing for Retire Meet on this show.
We are?
Yep.
So they shouldn't sign up today?
I wouldn't.
Really?
Nope.
So you're telling them to tune in next week for
That's
a really special, what is it, a one-day deal or is it a weekend deal?
It's a one-day deal, yeah.
One-day deal?
That's it.
I hope you're making Rachel work on that because I'll probably mess it up.
I'm not doing it. You can be sure of that.
I'm going to mess it up.
Anyway.
All right.
So tune in. Gives you a reason to tune in next week. Find out what that's all about.
And it gives you should tune in every week, even if we're not here.
All right.
You can listen to the pregame show. It's almost as good.
Yeah, because the game airs at like 10:30 tonight, so you'll all be all warmed up by then. 9.5 hours of sports talk. It's good.
Well,
I love that.
It's an audio version of a tailgate party.
There you go.
Just go for it.
Bring
You're
your
going to
own
have
ribs
fun.
and beer. It'll be good.
BYOB and BYOF food. All right, don't go away. We got traffic coming up.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
I just recently created a new and massively improved interactive edition of Financial Physics on iBooks, but I don't want to leave out those without an Apple device, although no other platform offers their interactivity. I have, however, created a free static PDF version of Financial Physics with an F that you can get right now at TalkingRealMoney.com. That's TalkingRealMoney.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And if you really, really miss us, listen to the podcast at TalkingRealMoney.com or Apple Podcasts or any of your favorite podcast services. And if you want to attend one of our upcoming events, they're all online right now. They're up at the website. Go get your tickets right now at TalkingRealMoney.com. That's TalkingRealMoney.com.
We hope you realize realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.